till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Alright, guys, I'm going to give a little rundown while we're waiting for this game to get underway. They're just going over some of the stats and stuff for the Pacers at the moment. I'm excited, man. Into the turn, finally. This will be the first time the Jazz are in bracket play this season. They didn't make the tip-off. They squeaked into the turn just barely after that chaotic ending to the Grizz game where Kelmav really got hot and took them home. And it was back and forth all game. Grizz made some runs, got up, Jazz come back, and then it ends with Rhea missing the second free throw. Grizz elect not to call the timeout. They try to throw the fast break, and Rhea steals it and seals the game for the Jazz. So chaotic ending, to say the least, to get the Jazz into the turn here, into bracket play. On the other side, this Nets team, to say they were good might be an understatement. The Jazz definitely have their work cut out for them. They're a team that went 6-0 in group play for the turn. They just have been so dominant in this tournament so far. They were just clobbering people, and these teams aren't slouches. They're clobbering the Celtics and the Hornets and the Knicks and the Sixers. These aren't just nobodies. These are good teams that they've been able to beat up on. So it will be very interesting to see how the Jazz come out. Last game was a little shaky until Kelmav got really hot and kind of put him over the top there. So we'll see what Jazz we get. As I've been saying all season, there's just been so much variety in the worst of ways for the Jazz so far. They have not been able to consistently string together wins, string together good performances, that kind of thing. That's what they've been missing, really. And it looks like the game is going to be starting here, so let me just switch on over. Let's see if I can get this. Where's it at here? Here we go. Here we go. Promise, just hang with me for a second. We're getting over there. And maybe. There we are. All right. The Jazz have just been all over the place when it comes to rec combos, when it comes to the 5-out pick and roll. They've been switching around. Kaze, some games he'll look really dominant on ball, dominant in the corner, shooting over people. Other games, not so much. So who knows what showing we're really going to get here from the Jazz. You're hoping it's a good one. Best of 3 series. You definitely don't want to drop any games. You can't afford to drop any games. So we'll see what it looks like for the Jazz coming out in this game 1, as that's going to be a steal. The Nets are going the other way, and that is going to be a foul by the Jazz. They are going to call it take foul. In situations like that, just cross half court, you never really know how the game's gonna handle it. They had 2 guys ahead of them, so we knew it shouldn't have been a clear path, but they do end up calling the take foul there. Gives the Nets the first point of the game. They're going to get the ball back. We'll see Green's working. Green's a dominant point guard. He was looking to go number 1 in the last draft. Had to pull out for one reason or another. Comes back. 2 drafts ago was going to go number 1. Pulls out, comes back, comes into this draft, and he's been as advertised. Greens has been really good for them, and the Nets have needed him, as they've had some good role players in place, but they needed that dominant guard since ever since Chalk left the league. He was that dominant guard that got him to the playoffs. They were looking good, and then they were lacking until they got him back. So we'll see what Greens looks like here with Kaze on him. He's a little tired, trying to get to the midi. Kaze working his way back in front. Rhea gets underneath. He's under Steez. Steez a vet in this league, just like Rhea. Both have swapped around positions, but Steez back on big this game. Glenn Ratty trying to get open over the middle. Does he get the space? He does. That one's up and good. Lead to 7-2 for the Nets. See what the Jazz have here to answer. Kel trying to set an off ball, nothing going. It's going to be Rec combos going to the rim, putting it away. Nice finish there by Rec. I will see Greens bringing it up the left side. Kaze almost gets the blitz. They don't give it to him, though. Greens dribbling it through all sorts of traffic. Hasn't put it down yet, though. 10 seconds, Rhea stepping up. I think that's a contested. Is, and that's Charger with the rebound. We'll see if the Jazz can score in transition. Kel trying to work out on shots. Getting the crab. That one's going to be off. Perhaps tired from all that dribbling after working his way down the court in transition. I'll see Glenn Ratty take the ball. Is he going to get it back to Greens? He is not. It looks like he's going to work out. Glenn dumping it down to Steez. Steez pump faking, puts it away. One thing I was going to mention about Glenn Ratty is he's one of those guys like a Jordan Clarkson or a Nick Young or something, where when he's on, and it's a problem for anybody, but when he's off, he can be ice cold, and he can really bury the nets sometimes. Because whether he's on or off, it's like the Dion Waiters thing where he said, I'd rather, miss 30 times than, miss 7 times because that means I lost confidence. Glenn's going to keep shooting. Whether they're going or not, he's putting them up. That's what we've seen all year, and that's what we saw in the past with him, so it'll be big for the Nets to get at least a couple good games out of Glenn if they want to move forward in this tournament. That's tipped away by Rhea, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nets inbounding from the side here. Lower side inbounds, always tough. They were going to give it to him up top, actually, not a spot. So get it up top. Much easier to inbound here, although still tough. They do get it in. Greens with 1 adrenaline left. Back into the midi, getting it to Steez. He's had a lot of touches early. Now Glenn crossing over, pulling back. Trying to find space. He gets it in the midi. Doesn't get the shot up, though. Weird animation. I thought he was going to shoot maybe the pull-up 3 or the leaning 3. Stepped into the midi. Maybe took 1 too many dribbles. And they don't get the shot up there. See Kaze getting it into Rec. He's getting pressed. It is by Streets. Now getting it over to the wing. Over to the corner. Kaze gets the man jumping. Steps into a sidestep 3. That one's good. Nice move there by Kaze. Defender probably didn't have to jump. I don't feel like he had that shot open. But he did, and it lets Kaze get that 3 up as he stays composed and knocks it down. See what Greens has here. Kaze perhaps should have gone another blitz. They're not going to give it to him. Then he throws it right at Rhea. And that's going to be Steez with the acrobatic finish. Probably tried to pump fake there instead of his feet. That's why he did the acrobat. Steez or Kaze has gotten pretty unlucky, I'll say, on the steals early. He's had a couple blitzes they should have given him that he's not getting right now. Rec combos gets the defender jumping, 2 defenders jumping. He's throwing it down to Rhea now. He was very tired, it looked like. That jumper was really slow. You guess he didn't want that one. See what Kel can do. Misdirection, back over the middle. No good. On the top of the backboard, hanging there. Who's going to get it? It is going to be the Nets coming down with it. Hard to time that jump. You never knew when the ball was coming down. See, Greens have it here. Already down to 1 adrenaline. He has had a tough job, or a tough time managing it so far early in this game. Throws it over to Glenn. That's an easy one. Glenn gets it to go. Greens was a guy who's always been a big dribbler. Always very aggressive on shooting the 50-50 shots, but with the new adrenaline system and with the way the guard builds are in the league, it's tough to be that aggressive of a dribbler, and that's Kel putting it home with force. Back scratching finish there as he gets the defender stunned on the hesitation. Takes it down the lane and puts it away. Lead is 11-14. Lead is 3 for the Nets. Now Green's trying to answer with the dunk of his own, and he does. We'll see moving forward if Kaze's able to get those steals, and if he isn't, if he decides to dial back his aggressiveness a little bit. I will say I think he's gotten rather unlucky early. That's Kel now with the finesse this time. Last time with the power, this time with the finesse. That one's good as well. 13-16. Can the Jazz get a stop? Charger out of position. Kaze out of position. Greens taking the easy 3. I don't know if Charger went for a blitz there coming up the court or what happened, but he was way off on it. Gives up an easy 3 to Greens. Now Street's trying to reach. Nothing going. Glenn trying to reach. Nothing going. Kel over the top. No good. You know, Kel's going to be aggressive. Tipped away. Can the Jazz chase it down? They can. Shots with the ball. Getting it to Glenn in the corner. Glenn bringing it up top. Pulling it back. I'm trying to work the left side. That's going to be a steal from Kaze. 3 seconds. Can they get anything? 2 seconds. Kel with some space. No good. Nice move by Kel to get over the middle. But an awkward animation. Not able to get it to go. Kel off to an ice-cold start. 2 for 6. 0 for 4. Still, the Jazz only trail by 6. You'd like to see some better defense, as you see there. 7 for 8 for the Nets. They did force 3 turnovers, but just not good defense. And when you see the Nets have knocked down 4 threes, 4 out of 5 attempts, They've only made 7 shots. 4 of them have been threes. I'm no math whiz, but I think that's going to be a little tough to win a game when a team's making 60% of their shots on three-pointers. So they're going to have to get them off the line. The 1-3 that we saw Greens get, I don't know what exactly happened, but that's not something that you hope he's getting consistently. That should, or they should be able to fix that rather easily. Just kind of a bad play there. The other ones where he's getting it to Glenn, those are a little tougher. They're focusing on Greens, trying to make sure he can't get going, and they're just leaving Glenn wide open. You have to make him think a little bit more, you'd hope, with the corner defender coming up or somebody rotating over off ball, but Glenn has just been able to catch the ball and shoot it there, and that's been an issue for the Jazz. Offensively for the Jazz, you just need to see Kel knock down a couple looks. He's being very aggressive, as always. The shots, a couple of them have been contested. That's just his play style, though. He's going to get them up. If he sees a little bit of space, he's going to put the shot up, and I can't hate on it, but you need to see something better than 0 for 4 from 3 if you want to, hang in this game. So it's both sides right now. The defense hasn't been there. The offense has been so-so. So we'll see coming in the second quarter if they can clean up both sides of the ball and make a push here to tie it up before halftime. We'll be Nets starting with the ball here to start the second quarter. Green's working out over the top. Gonna look to go wing more than likely. Does. Crosses back over. Kaze right there. Greens is dead. No adrenaline, no stam. It's gonna be Glenn the rest of the way. Glenn just walks back wide open. Not sure what happened. Just caught the ball and said, thank you very much. Wide open 3. That's his third one. See Rec bringing up the left side here. Streets 9 in the middle. Rec perhaps had the slip, maybe the corner. Didn't throw either one. Now he's going to get the slip. Pump faking. Rhea back to Rec. There's the read. Over to Charger in the corner. No good. That's a nice play by the Jazz. You just need some of these shots to go. You don't want the game to get away from you. Greens once again getting up the right. Kaze trying to blitz again. That's right to Rhea. Rhea now pushing it himself. Can the big man take it all the way? He does. The steal and the finish by Rhea. Nice play there. With the big man huffing, puffing, rumbling, tumbling down the middle there. All the way in transition. Green's trying to get the crab. Can't get it. Back over the middle. He's tired. Rhea with another steal. Now it's Kel pushing it. He had the shot over the middle. Should have been more aggressive that time. Perhaps the poor shooting getting to him here. Normally he's a score first guy on those breaks. Street's trying to go for that blitz. Doesn't get it either. We haven't seen either team be successful with those. They're going to get it to Rhea now, and he slams it home. Rhea's caught fire here early in the second. 2 steals, 2 dunks. Jazz get the lead down to 5. Greens once again on the wing. Rhea jumping out. Charger caught rotating into the paint. That's off, though. Now they're getting it back to shots. Over to Glenn. Glenn going to work out for the last 8 seconds. Kel's going to need to play some defense here. Glenn's been scoring. 4-3. Glenn in the midi. Had it. Kicks it to the corner. Shots fading. No good. Rhea with the rebound. Jazz with the opportunity to make it a one-possession game. Rec thought about it. Back to him wide open. Rec combos. No good. Those are some momentum shots that the Jazz would like to hit. Ill-advised break there, but they get away with it. Jazz knocked that one down. I think that would make it a 7-0 run. Like I said, just momentum shots. Those are shots. If Kel gets that one to go, if Rec Combos gets that one to go, the Nets might feel a little bit differently after they just missed a wide open corner 3, and then they go get the 3 right there. That's a big swing there, a 6-point swing. Rec missing wide open, and I think that was shots knocking down the 3. They need to knock down some of these wide open ones. They get it to Rhea once again. Don't know if that was something they talked about at the end of the first quarter, but Rhea has been getting the ball to start this second quarter. That's 3 straight touches for him, 3 straight dunks. Now Green's trying to work out. Throwing it over Rhea's head, and that's put away by Steez. See if Rec Combos can get going. I feel like the backcourt for the Jazz has been not off to a hot start. Now Rec Combos had a peek on the wing, didn't shoot it. Throwing it to Rhea again. Rhea over to Charger. Thrown away. It's going to be the Nets going. 2-on-3 break. Pulling up from way downtown is Greens, and he gets it to go. Unbelievable shot by Greens on the break. The old heads aren't going to like that one. Pulling up from 35 feet in transition. But he gets it to fall. Lead is up to 11. Kel, ill-advised shot. Way off. Rhea gets the rebound, though. He's pass faking, looking to get it to Kaze. Kaze trying to take it to the rim. Ill-advised pass now. It's going to be Rec Combos with it. Can he get something? Down to Rhea again. Rhea, I think, has all the points for the Jazz here in the second quarter. Can the Nets, can the Jazz get a stop here? The Nets have just been raining it from downtown. That's been killing it, or killing the Jazz. They need to get some stops. They need to stop all these threes. That's a bailout there. 6 seconds. Steve's over to Glenn. 4 seconds. This should be a stop. That's just very poor defense. I mean, Kel lets him run right by. Rec Combo's not pinching. Rhea caught in a very tough spot if he wants to jump and contest that or try to hope he misses and get the board. With 4 seconds when Glenn catches it 30-plus feet from the basket, you need the stop. You can't just let him walk into a wide-open midi. Now Kel back to Rec Combos. He has Glenn on him. Hesitating, throws it to Kel. Kel pump faking, over in the corner to Kaze. Kaze trying to get the crab, over to Kel. Back to Kaze, has some space, over the guard. No good, another missed wide-open three for the Jazz. This should be a stop. 3-on-1 break. Now it's Glenn in the corner trying to get to the rim, and he does. Side clutching and putting it away, lead to 13. The story right now has been the Nets' three-point shooting versus the Jazz's three-point shooting. See, Rec Combo's going to lay that one in. He does. 49 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Jazz need to get the Nets off the line, and they need to knock down their open looks. Green's kicking up to Glenn. Glenn with badge. Glenn taking it wide over the middle, trying to throw it to the corner. That probably should have been a steal there for both Charger and Rhea. Neither one reaching. It's going to lead to a dunk. Our Combo's walking it back. Stun Streets for a moment. He has his badge. Can they do something with it? And it's going to be Streets fouling. That's their foul to give. 10-17 this quarter in favor of the Nets. Rhea gets it in. 12 seconds to work. Our Combos with badge. What can he do? Peek on the wing. Doesn't want it. Trying to get back to the wing. Into the midi. Wide open. No good. Jazz jump shots have not been falling this game. And it's going to be Glenn the other way. Wide open for three in transition. He's not going to miss that one with the badge. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Can the Jazz get something here? Rhea wide open to the paint. Rec not throwing it. Now he throws it. Terrible play there to close out the half for the Jazz. It's very tough to win games when you're looking at the Nets backcourt combining for 28, the Jazz backcourt combining for 8. When you're being outscored in your backcourt 20 by 20 points, 28-8, that's going to be very tough. And you can't just look at one of them. It's not like, Rec's carrying the weight and Kel's letting him down or vice versa. It's been both of them right now. Really, letting the Jazz down. They have to pick it up. That's just putting it bluntly. We're going to need to see Rec and Kel get going in this second half. We saw Rec get that sharp badge and then not miss the midi on the first play. He had it. In the second play, he had Rhea wide open in the paint, hit him way late, and that's going to be a steal. The Nets are 8 for 11 from 3. They're 15 for 18 from the field. Again, 8 out of 15 made shots for the Nets are threes. They are just dominating them from behind the arc right now. On the flip side, the Jazz are 1 for 10 from 3. So, if doing some quick mental math, when one side is shooting 10% from 3 and the other side's shooting 60-70% from 3 on volume, it's not like, they're 2 for 3 from 3. They're 8 for 11. When one side's knocking down shots like that on volume, that's going to be very tough to stay in a game and certainly to mount a comeback. So I would say the big things for the Jazz coming out in the second half, they need to knock down their shots. That they've just had so many chances. At one point the game was, I believe the lead was 6 or 7, They had a wide open 3 to cut it to 4, and they miss it. Then Shots goes down and gets a 3 on the other side. That's killer. So you have to knock down your looks, and you have to get them off the line. It's not just been transition threes, although that's part of it. What Glenn has done in the half court has been huge for the Nets so far, and it's been mainly late shot clock stuff. Kel has to hang with Glenn in those situations. When Glenn's getting the ball with 7 seconds or less, you need Kel to pull up his shorts and get you a stop. Other than that, Greens has done his thing. It's very weird. He's kind of unassuming right now. His points aren't flashy. It doesn't feel like he's really dominating, but he has 12 and 5 on 4 for 5 shooting. You can't ask for too much more in a first half from your point guard. So, yeah, it knock down shots, stop them from getting threes every play, and they might have a chance to come back. It's a 16-point game here at halftime. We're going to have a short 3-minute break, and then we will be back for the second half for your Jazz Gaming. Thank you, guys.
I wanna know your dark side. I wanna know your secrets. I wanna be your lifeline. So I wait for you, wait for me. Wait for you, wait for me. Tell me you're more than just a highlight. Pretty pictures on the outside. I hate to stare at you through these lights. So I wait for you, wait for me. Wait for you, wait for me. Click and scroll, I can't let you go. They say I'm addicted to you. Click and scroll, I can't let you go. They say I'm addicted to you. Oh, oh. This ain't love, no, no. This ain't love, no, no. This is artificial. This ain't love, no, no. This ain't love, no, no. This is artificial.
I wanna know you inside and out. Wanna know what's behind the light. Wanna feel that real love from within. Let me in. I want real love, real hearts. You're just enough to get me through. Get me through. 'Cause you're officially perfect for me. So wait for you, wait for you.
Up all night thinking, passing the time, anxiously waiting. You're mine, losing and winning. You can't get it right. Hoping you see me from more than just nights.
Up all night thinking, am I on your mind? Will you come meet me and change my life?
This love could be deeper.
All right, we are just about back here. Jazz trying to mount a comeback in the second half. They will be coming out down 16 points to these Nets. Will be the Nets starting with the ball. See what the Jazz can do here. See a lot of takeovers all over the court. You got Steez and Rhea, both the bigs with one. You got Glenn with takeover. You got Rec with takeover in the corner. Is that going to be shooting? It is. Unbelievable, I will say, that the game allows Glenn to bail out from who knows how far, 35, 38 feet. I mean, he was at half court behind the National Grid logo, bails out after he starts shooting a smothered all the way to the paint. Crazy that the game lets you do that. They are going to be rewarded with 2 free throws and both go. Lead is 18. Rick combos with some takeover left. Who knows how much? We'll see what he can do. Wide open 3. Off again. That makes the Jazz 1 for 11 from 3 to start this game. That will be them fouling there to stop the Nets in transition. See Green's here over the middle. Has the crab. Can he secure it? Not quite. Rhea's there to help. Back to Steez. Now Kaze trying to get around the screen. Bumps off him, but he's back. Green's wide open on the wing. Kaze has to jump. Rhea gets the second jump. Can they get the board? No, not over Glass Badge. Now both bigs jumping down low. See Glenn trying to get something to go again. Can Rhea punch it? No, it will be Steez finishing it down low. 1 for 11 from 3 for the Jazz is almost hard to fathom. I mean, they aren't the best three-point shooting team, but this is truly unforeseen, or I don't know, just I don't even have the words for it. Unbelievable that they are shooting this poorly from 3 on mostly opens. We'll see Kel there getting the steal. Trying to get up to Kaze does. Kaze with the two-handed finish. Lead back to 18. It was almost a scary coming across the court there. Will be Glenn working out. Green's wrapping. They throw it to Greens. Back to Steez. Back to Greens. A lot of ball movement. Now it's Greens backing up, low on Stam. His only hope was the rim run. You would hope that the Jazz communicated that a little better. With how tired he was, it's pretty easy to get back to those jumpers. Lead is 20 now, and that's going to be Steez fouling there on the reach. It's now or never for the Jazz as far as this game goes. This is a best-of-3 series, so they could still come back in games 2 and 3 if they do go on to drop this first game, but if you want to make a comeback in this one, you don't have time to goof around when you have a team that's shooting like this from 3. You have to make a push now. We'll see the Jazz getting it in there. Will be Rec Combos working over the right wing with 10 seconds. Now with 6 seconds, he keeps trying to peek back on that wing. Nothing going. Over to Charger in the corner. Charger throwing it into Kaze. Kaze at the buzzer. No good. Nets with the rebound. They're out. Glenn over the top of the key. He's going to run to the rim, put it away. Lead to 22. Still Streets on that press. Even with this big lead, they're going to keep playing their game. Now it's up to Rhea, and that's going to be a foul on Streets. It's his third foul. Rhea trying to get it in. A lot of bodies in between. He is able to. Charger gets it over to Kel then. Kel had the crab for a second, didn't shoot it. Now walking it back is Kel, not there at all. Kaze getting into Rec Combos, has space. That one's good. Lead back to 20. You have 3 minutes left here. You got 6 minutes in the fourth, so like I said, it's now or never for this Jazz team if they want to make a push here in this game. Green's run into the corner. Probably could have faded wing there. Decided against it. We'll see what they can do with 6 seconds left. He's shooting over the wing now, and it's only 9% contested. Probably saw it earlier in the play like I did and then went back to it. Got it to go there. Lead is looking a bit insurmountable at this point, but you don't want to be too pessimistic. You never know. See, is Kel walking back there? That's going to be a foul on the 3. We'll see Kel going to the line. 3 free throws here coming up. Not sure what was going on there with Greens. Hitting the home button a little bit. Kel gets the first and second to go. Third is good as well. Bringing up the left. Gets it poked away by Kaze. Those were those blitzes that he was looking for earlier. Kel gonna elect to take the points. Lead down to 18. You're just hoping to get it closer to 10 going into the fourth. And you got to also have a strong fourth quarter to have a chance at this one. Walking it back is Greens. Now taking it to the rim. I mean, he's just been so good at getting to his spots. The efficiency he's played with is just not often seen in the league. Even with all the high-level players, high-level guards that are in the league, he just gets to where he wants to. I'll see Kel going to the line again. First one good. Second one good as well. Lead back to 18. Minute and a half left here in the second quarter. Glenn walking it back. He's going to shoot again. I don't know if Glenn has missed this game. I'll have to see when he pulls up the box score. Glenn might be something like 8 for 8 this game right now. I was saying earlier that he's one of those guys that's going to keep shooting, and sometimes he gets hot, and when he does, his team's tough to stop. That's one of those games right now. Glenn has been on fire, and it's really led to this huge Nets lead, among other things. He's been a part of it. That's Straits finishing the N1 in transition. Glenn is 8 for 8, 5 for 5. So, what a showing from him here in the Nets' first game of the turn. This is one of those games in retail where you might be like, all right, let's get out of here. Let's get on to the next one. But you can't do that in the league. So they're going to have to stay here and tough it out as the lead is up to 24 with just about 6.5 minutes to go in total here in the game. Kel going to go to the rim. Back scratcher is good. Now it's Greens bringing it up. Working middle and the left wing. He's going to get around for another dunk. I mean, when you talk about what he's done in this game and, I mean, how he's just getting whatever he wants, that's really been a problem for the Jazz. He's gotten the threes here and there. It's been a lot of dunks and a lot of securing the crabs in the midi to get down, and force the center into 2-on-1 situations, whether he wants to stay down or step on that midi and contest it. That's going to be a steal there from the Jazz. We'll see if Rec Combos can get something quickly with 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. 4 seconds. Gets the crab. No good again. The jump shots are just not falling. 1 for 12 from 3 for the Jazz. 0 for 9 from their backcourt. Rough showing here in their first game. You're hoping going into the next one you can put this game behind you. Hopefully they got all the misses out of the way. They still have at least at bare minimum one more game, as this is best of 3. So we'll see going into game 2, or going into this fourth quarter, and then into game 2 if they can kind of take anything away. You know, going into game 2, you have to say you hope the jump shots fall. But as far as game plan goes, it's been the defense that's killing them. I mean, 23 for 27, 10 for 13. The Nets, I mean, to put it, I mean, just bluntly, they haven't been stopped at all. The Jazz have gotten some turnovers, forced some turnovers. Rhea had that monster stretch, I think, in the second quarter where he got back-to-back steals. Kaze's been able to get a couple blitzes here and there, but for the most part, it's just been an automatic scoring machine from the Nets. Their backcourt is 9 for 10 from 3. They're 16 for 18 from the field. They're getting some assists. They have 10 assists to 5 turnovers. So all around, they've just gotten whatever they wanted against the Jazz. So we're going to have to see, as I said, in this fourth quarter and going into game 2, what the Jazz can do defensively more than anything else. You can't really game plan about shots falling. They either do or they don't. Like I said, you just hope they start going in game 2. But game plan wise, you have to figure out where's our defense breaking, because it feels like it's everywhere right now. You can't really point the finger at one guy. It feels like all 5 spots have been weak. So what do we have to do? You know, maybe you can try to find something in the fourth quarter here to give you a chance at game 2. What do we have to do to slow down this Nets offense that's been so prolific so far? Kel going to put something up at the buzzer, no good. Now we'll see the Nets working in transition. Glenn trying to get to the rim. Backing it up now. Green's with that play badge. Throwing it over to shots. They thought he was going to just shoot over the guard. He does not. He steps into one. And that's up and good for shots. A lightly contested midi. Leads up to 24. You're really hoping the Jazz backcourt can find something here in these last 5 minutes. Something other than, you know, just praying the shots go down. You need to find something offensively. Because it has not been a strong showing from them in their very first game of bracket play here in the season. Perhaps it's the jitters, you know. 1 for 12 is... It's almost laughable. It's truly ludicrous how poor of a shooting game it is. You know, and maybe it is honestly a little better the game isn't particularly close, because had they lost a very close one and you shoot 1 for 12, you're saying like there's no way we lost like this, shooting this poorly, and we were so close. So, you know, maybe you just say that was just an absurd outlier. We're not this bad of a shooting team. Let's just, you know, no sweat off our back. Just move on to game 2 and hope we get something better there. It's very reminiscent of the Rockets in real life when they had, what was it, like 27 straight missed threes? Something crazy like that where you're like, I mean, this is just truly ludicrous. It's like, it's just hard to put into words what's going on from the Jazz shooting right now from behind the arc. This isn't something you see from pros. It's not even really something you see from amateurs. It's just like, you know, you felt like the server wasn't right or your controller. You start looking around for anything, because this is not something that happens to guys that are this good at the game across the board when all 5 guys can't get a single shot to go. Rec trying to go to the rim again, acrobating that one, and he does get it to fall. Rec Combo's done a better job of slashing here, and that's going to be Kaze with another steal on the press. Rec has done a better job of slashing here late in this game. We'll see if he takes that into game 2, or if he goes back to shooting. Now over to Kel. Kel open, gets that one to go. Hopefully the Jazz can find their jumpers here. 3 minutes left, 18 points is probably out of reach, but you want to be able to find your jump shots going into that second game. See, Steve's getting it up top, getting it back to Greens. Greens over the middle, working the wing, back over the middle, back towards the wing. Just back and forth there. Now it's Steve's trying to cold shoulder and can't do it. Not enough time for that. Streets misses it anyways. We'll be going back to the Jazz on a shot clock violation. Good 24 seconds of defense there. Hopefully it's something they can build on. See Rick Combos here. Working out. Getting it to the right. Pops his badge. That one's good as well. Jazz starting to heat up a little bit. 15 points in 2.5 minutes. Oh, we'll see if they score on the break here. Oh, just poor passing there in transition. A 3-on-2, you really want to see him get something there. And he just does not make the right read. They're going to end up with nothing, and the Nets are going to foul and call a timeout. Just want to make sure nothing crazy happens. As you see the Jazz winning this quarter 13-6. This has been a good quarter for them. You know, it might be a little too late, but it's nice to at least go into the next game with some momentum. seeing this timeout. I think the Nets, like I said, were just making sure nothing too crazy happens as the Jazz started to mount a comeback and got that steal. Had they scored in transition, it would have, you know, brought the game back into reach, even if it still would have been a long shot. Would have given them a chance. We'll see, though, if they can get something quickly here. You have to move quickly. Red Combos does have Badge. Gets that 3 up. And they have hope. They have life. That one's good. Gets the lead down to 12. 2 minutes remaining. Can the Jazz pull off a miracle here in Game 1? Green's trying to chew the clock. Perhaps the Nets feeling it a little bit. They are not playing aggressive like they just were a little bit ago. Throwing it over to the corner. Shots, nothing going. Up to Glenn. Over to Streets, wide open. And that is a backbreaker. All the hope, all the momentum that the Jazz had just built up over the last 4 or 5 possessions kind of squashed right there by that 3. They needed him to miss that one to have a chance. Red Combos caught sleeping. Able to punish, but I will say, maybe it's the defense getting a little lazy here with the game out of reach, but Red Combos has been cooking here in the 4th quarter. That's something you like to see. We'll see what he can build on going into Game 2, but this is positive momentum. They're moving in the right direction. They're making the game more respectable. Not, you know, maybe it is just me. There's probably other people out there like this. It does feel better to make the game respectable. You know, when the margin of defeat goes from 28 or whatever the number was earlier down to 13, could be within 10 to close. We'll see how it all goes as Glenn gets that 3 to go. It does feel better, I think, to just, you know, have a strong 4th quarter, have something to say, look, we did this better late in the game, so let's try to keep doing that. And that's going to be Kel hopefully getting another 3. He does, answering Glenn's 3 there. When you get totally just dismantled for 4 quarters, it's hard to even say anything after the game. You're all looking at each other like, oh, glad that's over. When you do some things right, even if the game, you know, was still mostly out of reach, I think that does feel better. Eases the pain a little bit and helps you go into Game 2 with a stronger mentality. But maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe the Jazz aren't thinking like that. Now it's Kaze shooting the knee. How? That's off. 10 seconds remaining. Can Glenn get one more? I know he's looking for it. That's Streets in the corner. 5 seconds. Looks like he's going to hold it here. They are going to hold it. That will close as a 13-point victory for the Nets. Dominant backcourt performance there from Greens and Glenn Ratty. So in the second game, we're hoping to see the Jazz do something a little closer to that. Rec really turned up at the end, got going. Kel did a little bit. He had some catch and shoot shots that went. So it was a better performance, a good 4th quarter, even a great 4th quarter for the Jazz. But just way too little, too late. We're going to take a short break while they are getting ready, getting into Game 2, discussing, doing all that. And perhaps we'll come back a little early if it's taken too long, discuss the last game, discuss the upcoming game. But for right now, we're going to take a short break in between games in this intermission, and we will be back after that. Stick on around, guys.
This ain't love, no, no, this ain't Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Show that you want me, yeah, yeah. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. You want me to, you want me to, you want me to, you want me to, you want me to love ya. You want me to love ya. You want me to love ya. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Wait. Circling around, she look like she wanna. I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Wait. Tell me what you thought of. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it. Show that you want me. Circling piranha, eating me alive, yeah. You want me to love ya. Wanna hear you say that you need it.
Your love keeps lifting me higher. Your love keeps lifting me up. Your love keeps lifting me higher. I'm never gonna give it up. You elevate me, you elevate me, you elevate me. Keep on lifting me higher, higher. You elevate me, you elevate me, you elevate me. Keep on lifting me higher. And I'm never gonna stop. Your love keeps lifting me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Your love keeps lifting me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You elevate me, you elevate me, you elevate me. Keep on lifting me higher, higher. You elevate me, you elevate me, you elevate me. Keep on lifting me higher. Your love keeps lifting me higher. Your love keeps lifting me up. Your love keeps lifting me higher. I'm never gonna give it up. And I'm never gonna stop. Never gonna stop.
All right, we are going to come back a little early here. I'm going to throw it on over to the Pacers Gen G game while we're waiting. Let me just pull it up here. Rather than just sitting around, try to get this one up real quick. In 1 moment. Hold on. Almost there. Alright, we will switch back over then when that Jazz game gets going. In the meantime, watch some Pacers and Gen G. I'm not sure if they're going to wait until this game's over to get the next Jazz one started, or if they'll just start it right away. Let me actually switch to this one. But we'll see. These aren't two teams you're going to catch too often on the Jazz game and broadcast, but these are two good teams that have had a lot of turnover, a lot of new faces just coming around. Gen G picking up Crush, who was highly touted on the Kings for a while at lock. The Pacers picking up Greenlight, Jay Snags in the draft, so some different looks here for both of these teams. Greenlight 2 for 12, that just said. He was an interesting story in the pre-draft process, as he kind of did an Eli Manning thing, and he said, there's only a short list of teams I want to play for. The Pacers were one of them, if I recall correctly. Now he's here. We'll see what he can do with this team, as they are in tournament play and bracket play. Not off to a hot start so far. 2 for 12, 2 for 13, something like that to get going here in the third quarter for the Pacers. Now what you want to see, that's chest slamming at home. 23-30 halfway through the third. I think the Jazz Nets game was 20-30, so, you know, halfway through the second, so very low scoring game here. Unbelievably low scoring for Gen G. And it looks like the Jazz game is coming on back, so let me pull it up. Let me get this. Let's start minimizing everything else. We're here for one thing, and it's Utah Jazz Gaming Basketball. So let me just get the link. And then be on our way. See if that gets us over here. And it does. All right. We're underway here for Game 2. We saw the Nets handedly win, although it got a little closer towards the end, but overall handedly win Game 1. Jazz ice cold backcourt. Rec Combos and Kel didn't get much going until late in the fourth when the game was mostly out of reach. Kaze gonna be aggressive early, and he gets it to go. 8% contested. That's a nice start there for a team that shot, I don't know what they finished at. They were 2 for 13 from 3 at one point. A team that was shooting that bad in Game 1 comes out with an 8% 3. Maybe this is a different Jazz Gaming team we're gonna see here in Game 2. We're all rooting for it. Hoping those shots can fall. See, can Rhea get back in front of Greens? He does. No one down for the board, though, and that's a great foul there from Rhea. Didn't know if it was going to be on him or Charger. Nice job as the Nets were going to look to get a kick-out 3. They found to the rim. Now it's thrown over to the corner. Shot's wide open. He answers with a 3 of his own. Nice play there by Greens. He just has that processor that people want in a guard. There's a lot talked about how guards can read the court, their playmaking instincts, all that kind of stuff. I think it comes down to your processing speed. How fast can you see the rotation, where it's going to come from, and make that pass? A lot of guys just don't have it at that elite level, and it's a very difficult thing to work on. You just have to be able to feel the game really well. It's really like an intrinsic thing. You just have to have a great feel for where the help's coming from, kind of catch everybody in your peripherals, and Greens did a good job there. Jazz answer with a slam. Get a 2-point lead. Jazz did a good job early last game, hanging around. It kind of fell apart in the second a tiny bit, and then it only got worse from there. So we'll see not only in this first quarter, but past that, how they look. Glenn, that was the man last game. Finished going something like 8 for 8. Starts this game here with a dunk. Komav taking his time, let everyone get set. Now they're going to go 5 out. I did not catch that as we were switching over, that Rhea had switched to a popper. Jazz Gaming offense not feeling confident with what they had in game 1. They say, forget it. We're going to go 5 out and you stop me one-on-one, mano-y-mano. Kelmav putting away the slam there. Very interesting here. Jazz have been pick and roll for quite a while. If you recall, they were a 5-out team for a short bit in the tip-off as they were trying to experiment with some different things. They then switched back to pick and roll for all of group play in the turn. Now after dropping game 1, they're going to try to catch the Nets on their heels, switch to 5-out, give them a different look. We'll see how that goes for them. That's going to be tipped, but ultimately get down to Steez, and he dunks it home to tie it up once again. If you guys remember, Kelmav, this is when he was averaging 40, 50 points in the 5-out. We'll see what he does cook up in this game. That's Rhea with the rebound and the putback. Gets the lead back up to 2, back and forth game early. Kel was unstoppable when the Jazz were in 5-out. Unfortunately, they were unable to stop anyone else either, so we'll see if the defense can get going in the 5-out. But I'm very intrigued now. I've sat up a little bit. I was sitting back, maybe hanging my head a tiny bit after that disheartening Game 1 performance. Now I'm back in it. Feeling good for this Game 2 as we see a new look Jazz. That's going to be Shots picking up the foul. Rhea set the screens early, so I assumed he was back on the inside. Like I said, I was switching over. I didn't see the build name. But then when Kel got that ball and he went to the corner, I was not expecting it. That's Shots with the steal in the corner. Excuse me, Steez with the steal in the corner. Now it's Green's running. Back to Glenn. Is he going to get contested? He is. That's off. Rebound there. Can Kel knock down the transition 3? He does. Jazz get back up 2. See Green's working over the middle. Kaze pokes it away, trying to fight for it with Steez. Doesn't get it. Now over to Glenn. Pocket to shoot. It's good. Glenn 2 for 3 now in this one. Lead back to 1 for the Nets. 2 minutes remaining in the first. Combo's trying to get by, and he does. Standing dunk. That's off. Now it's the Nets going the other way. Glenn thought about pulling it. He's going to get fouled by Kel. They'll have to set up here. That's the foul to give for the Jazz. Green's work in the middle. 2 guys contesting him. Can the Nets get the rebound? They do. Back to him. Kaze sticking with them. 6 seconds. They need this stop. This is where Kel was lacking last game. They throw it to the corner. Is he going to be able to shoot over him? Rec with staunch defense. Nothing going there. Jazz with the rebound. Now they have a chance to take the lead again. That's going to be tipped away, but Rec gets it back. Now Kel with the ball. Glenn reaching. Kaze setting a screen. Kel to the rim again. Acrobat, right-handed finish through contact. Jazz back up 1. Nice finish there from Kel as he got the body contact. Couldn't get the dunk. Hangs in the air. A little Michael Jordan-esque there. Gets the layup to go. Now back to Steez. Trying to cold shoulder him, and he does. Shoves Charger out of the way. I will say one thing that the Jazz really struggled with in the 5-out when they went to the 5-out defensively was the interior scoring. They had a tough time hanging with the physical inside bigs. That's Steez poking it away. Kel gets it back. Now he's pump faking down low. Throws it out. Scary pass. Kaze going to get it to Rec Combos. 5 seconds. Kaze setting a screen. 4 seconds. Over to Rhea in the corner. Pump faking. Open. Rhea. No good. Can't blame him. That's that first shot there, as he's been on an inside for quite a while now. Hopefully the following ones go, though. Now it's Charger trying to get to the rim. And he can't get there in time. Greens puts it away. 3-point game here. See what the Jazz have. Likely the final possession of the quarter. Rec Combo's still using the pick and roll, even though Rhea is on the popper. Now Rhea's going to pop up top. See what they do with it. Now he's going to get a screen again. Slip it. 7 seconds. Getting the screen again. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. To the rim. He gets it to go. With 1 second remaining, they cut the lead down to 1. They're going to throw it up court. Step through. Not even going to get it up. I am just truly astonished that they made that switch. Not saying that it's a bad switch or anything. I actually quite like it, but you don't see teams Usually, you don't see teams make that drastic of changes after a game. I will say, Comp is one of 2 coaches, I believe, if my, historic trivia is right in the 2K League, 2 coaches ever to bench a player in the finals. I think one was the Warriors coach when they benched Jin for Matty. Jin was their power forward and Matty came in. I think the second one ever was Comp benching Lottie in their finals for Freddie, I think it was, or Alex, one of those twins. Sorry guys if anyone's tuning in, got you mixed up, but so he's not I say all that to say he's not afraid to make some bold changes, some bold choices here if he thinks things aren't going their way and, maybe a different look would help out more. This is very similar to what we saw in the first quarter, although they've done a better job of getting the Nets off the line. They just haven't forced the turnovers so far, but 3 for 7 compared to what we saw last game from the Nets. Who knows what they finished at, but, it felt like it was maybe 14 for 17 from 3, something just outrageous. A 3 for 7 start is feeling pretty good here if you're the Jazz and you're talking about the Nets shooting from 3, so they have to still force some turnovers. That would be ideal. And then get a couple more of those looks to go. We saw Charger get an open 3. We saw Rhea get one open. Both miss. But only a 1-point deficit. Big thing's going to be interior defense and rebounding. That's where the 5-out teams really lack when you're playing against the insides. See if the Jazz can do anything here. Green's all out of energy. Only 1 adrenaline left. He's going over to Glenn. We need Kel to get these stops. This is where he was hurting last game. Gets caught on the screen. Can he get back into the play? He does not, and that's going to be a dunk from Glenn. We need Kel to step up in those situations where Glenn has been able to get just timely buckets over and over again for the Nets when they really struggle. Now it's Rec walking wide open into a midi. Gets the pull-up J to go. Lead to 1 once again. If Kaze's giving you, 16 great seconds of defense, you need Kel to give you 8. That time he didn't give you the 16 seconds of defense as Greens walks right into a 3, so you're hoping that the plays when he does, you can get the stops. That was a scary pass. Ultimately not picked off. Now it's Kel going to the rim again, tries to bail out. Maybe to Charger in the corner, maybe to Rhea, who knows. But he does have Steez on him up top. They're going to give him room. Big man, can he shuffle his feet out there? Steez holding B. Now he gets over to Rhea. Over in the corner to Charger. Back to Rhea. Pump faking. No good. It's Nets trying to run the other way. Glenn getting to the rim. That's good. Lead up to 6 for the Nets. Once again, the Jazz broke down a tiny bit in the second game. We're hoping they can get going here. Or excuse me, in the second quarter of the first game is what I meant. Hoping they can get something going in the second quarter of the second game. A lot of numbers there. A lot of 2s, a lot of 1s. That's going to be a steal from Streets. Now it's Greens trying to throw it up at the rim. No good. They can't get the rebound. Streets walking it out. Looking to get it to Glenn more than likely. Almost stolen by Kel. It is not. 6 seconds. We need Kel to get these stops for us. Now Kaze gets switched on the ball. Can Kaze get one? He does. Can they get the board? They do. Now they're going to throw it. 3-on-2 break. That's going to be a foul from the Nets. It's so interesting how 2K works, even in situations like that, where it's a 3-on-2 break. The Nets have the numbers advantage. They still elect to foul just because it's hard to guard people in that much space. Rec Combo's fading in the corner, wide open, no good. And that's a nice steal there from Maria. He has really mastered that. See him jab stepping, maybe looking to shoot. Decides not to. 15 seconds, thrown right off the face of Streets. It's going to be a foul there coming in from Rec. I was reminiscent of the Giannis throwing it right into the face of Harden, or maybe I have that backwards. Maybe it was Harden throwing it into Giannis's face, but whichever way it was, I think everyone knows the play I'm talking about when he just zinged it right into him. That's what we saw there from Rec Combos right into Street's face. This was real life. He would have, at least a stuffy nose right now, and his face would be all red. We'll see what the Nets can do if they can grow the lead. Kaze hanging with Greens. 8 seconds remaining. Get it down on the slip. Can Charger get the stop? He cannot. It is very tough for the power forwards to get those stops if you're not playing it just right. That time, Steez was able to get behind Charger and get the layup to go. I would like to see Kel get the ball more. If they are in this 5-out, he was so dominant earlier in the year in 5-out. In this game, I feel like he's been pretty good. He is 3 for 4. not a knock on Rec Combos, but, you know, you brought out the popper. You have to play with the weaknesses of it, which is their defense, and we're feeling that right now, but you should at least maximize the strengths of it, which in my opinion is Kel working in space. We'll see if you can get that 3 to go. No good. That's lightly contested. Charger crashes for the board. Gets it out to Kel once again. Now it's Kel trying to do some crossovers. 5 seconds, and there's Kel again getting to the rack. As I mentioned, if you have to deal with, you know, power forward guarding the back end there and kind of struggling against a good inside big in Steez, you have to maximize the strengths of the 5-out, which is Kel is very tough to stop one-on-one when he has a full court to work with. Not many people can stay in front of him. I would like to see him get the ball and really get this dominant Jazz offense that we saw earlier when they had 5-out going once again here in game 2 of the turn with their backs against the wall. Rec Combo's going to get it again. They're sticking with this pick and roll. Now it's Charger trying to shoot a gap in the corner. No good. Rhea chases down the rebound. Trying to muscle him down low, and he slams it home. Nice finish there by Rhea. Right over shots. He said, inside or not, I'm still going to flush it down with some force. That gets the lead down to 6 for the Jazz. See if they can string together some stops. Walking back is Greens. Gets the crab. Gets it to go. He is so in control. He doesn't feel the pressure at all. He is just, you know, you can't really say enough about how poised he is. And that is a nice finish there by Rec. Two-handed flush. Rhea gets one last play. Rec gets one this play. How can they get the stops? See, Greens does have that play badge. He pops it. They wrap up Streets. No good. Heavily contested. Looked like they called that play for him, but he said, I'm shooting it no matter what. As he had 2 defenders on him. Did not care. Rec Combos gets it poked away on the Asta slide. Gets it back to him. Now over the middle, it's Rec. Bailing out. Over in the corner, wide open Kaze. No good. Perhaps the Jazz getting iced again. Rec Combos open, doesn't shoot it. Charger in the corner. No good again. Lid on the basket. Jazz threes aren't going again, and you hate to see it in a game like this, where it is do or die for Jazz Gaming. That's going to be Greens putting it away. Lead to 8. That's heartbreaking to get 2 wide open threes on the same possession, and neither one goes. Now Rec trying to go to the rim. Charger, a little hesitant now. Doesn't want to shoot it. Rhea up top. Over to Kel wide open. That one's good. Laser beam right off the glass. Banks it home. Lead to 5. 30 seconds remaining. Nets have the chance to go 2 for 1, but they got to be quick. Steve's bumped out. They're going to slow it up, which means the Jazz should have the last shot of the quarter after this one. Can Kel get us one? 9 seconds. 8 seconds. Glenn walking it back. I mean, you can't really switch the matchup. You don't have a better answer for him with the way the league is this year. You don't have a better answer than to keep Kel on him, but man, does he have to step up defensively. You don't want to keep harping on it, but that has been so killer as Glenn continues to get those late shot clock buckets. Now Rec Combos getting it back out to Kel. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Can Kel find space? Over in the corner, Kaze, flick up. No good. Will be an 8-point lead for the Nets. Perhaps I jinx the Jazz, as in the first quarter I said maybe they're feeling it. They got a couple shots to go. They're now 3 for 11 from 3, and it's been everybody pretty much. Kaze missing them. Charger missing them. 0 for 3. Rec missed the one. So, excuse me, but they have been just very cold once again from 3. And the Nets have gotten it back under control as they started 3 for 7. They went 2 for 3 on their next 2 shots, so their next 3 shots. The big thing for the Jazz right now, again, is the shooting. And if you're going to this 5-out offense with all the deficiencies that it has, with Rhea not being able to guard back end because that popper is a bit slower, The offense has to be cooking. To me, I don't know what the numbers were. It feels like this is about where they were offensively last game even at this point. So if you're not gaining anything offensively, it's tough to justify being in this 5-out. Obviously, you can't make that switch now. They've kind of made their bed in that sense. So it'll be interesting to see in the second half if they keep going to the PNR, if Rec works in the 5-out, if Kel works more in the 5-out. I'm just not sure what, I don't know, I guess I'm not sure why they decided to get Rhea on the popper, but then not go to the Kel 5-out unless they know something I don't, which is very possible. With how we saw Kel look earlier in the season, I would really like to see him get a lot more touches here in the 5-out. We're going to take a short break here for about 4 minutes while they're at halftime discussing things. We will be back after that for the second half. Jazz Gaming is down 1-0, so their backs are against the wall. It is win or go home for the Jazz. As I said, about a 4-minute break coming up, then we will be back. Stick around, guys.
Your love keeps lifting me.
are back here to start the third quarter. As I mentioned, Jazz down 0-1, so this is their, not only their turn season on the line, but, you know, this is a team that likely, I would have to assume, unless they made a crazy run here, is looking at the ticket to be their only way into the playoffs. So you would like to have a better seed in the ticket and build something going in, even if you don't go all the way in the turn. But right now, I'm sure they're just looking one game at a time, hoping to make a comeback here against the Nets, who have been rolling all turn. They're 6-0 going into the series. They're 7-0 now after taking game one. This is just a team that's clicking on all cylinders right now. We'll see Green's getting it into the midi. And he does get it to fall. I'll push the lead to 13 for the Nets. Jazz have been struggling to shoot the ball, not just in this game, but also going back to last game. Rec Combos gets a three up. As I say that, no good again. Wide open threes. I mean, those are just shots you can't afford to miss when you're playing a team as good as this one. Terrible take from Glenn, but he gets it to fall. It's going to be an early Jazz gaming timeout. They're going to have to talk this one over. As we see the Nets have heated up. 7-0 run to start the second half. But, I mean, you just can't miss shots like that. That's really all you can say when you're talking about you're playing the top tier teams. Any team really in this league, if you're going to shoot, you know, this poorly, it's tough to win against. But a team that's been rolling like the Nets have, you can't afford to consistently shoot yourself in the foot by missing just wide open threes over and over. So we'll see coming out of this timeout. The Jazz maybe talking some things over, but maybe also just a momentum timeout. We'll see what they can work on here. Now it will be the Jazz with the ball coming out of the timeout. I'm going to do a quick refresh here, as it looks like the other stream is a little bit behind. So I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page here. As they get that three to fall. Now let me pull this one on over. Let me check the times. Still a tiny bit behind, but no big deal. We see a foul there in transition. Will be Rec Combos going to the line. Let me see if I can get this more caught up, more synced up here. Give me one moment. See if that catches it up. All right, that's much more synced up. We're looking better now. Rec Combo's working over the right wing. Getting it back to the middle. A clipper set by Rhea. Gets the dunk to go to get it back to 9. Now we have Glenn coming up the right side. He has been on fire in this whole series. Working on Kel. Trying to get to the rim is Glenn. Denied by Charger. Jazz pushing it the other way. Kaze in the corner. Open. And that's good. And now the Nets are going to call a timeout. It is a game of runs, ladies and gentlemen. We saw a 7-0 run to start the second half for the Nets. Now a 9-0 run for the Jazz going the other way. Very interesting how this second half has gone. Both teams answering runs with one of their own. And that's a big-time shot from Kaze. You like him staying aggressive, even though the shots haven't gone down in this series. You saw Steez, I believe it was, in transition there, kind of playing half and half, didn't want to step all the way out, and Kaze said, thank you very much, I'll take that 3 in the corner, and he gets it to go. Lead down to 6. The Jazz have to stay on this path, though. A lot of times they've been able to cut the lead down, and then they kind of fall apart, kind of trickle out. And, you know, the Nets build it up. Then it goes to 8 and 10, 12, and slowly but surely, you know, they build it up bucket after bucket. We need to see the Jazz come out swinging out of this timeout. The Nets are now feeling it after a 9-0 run. Can they stay aggressive, keep getting these stops, and get some more transition points? That would be big for the Jazz right now. Green's trying to get it back to the middle. Grabs both the center and the lock. That one's good. Stops the run at 9-0. Back to 8 for the Nets. Rec Combos with a opportunity to crab there, but he doesn't. See what he can do against Glenn. Had the crab, didn't shoot it. Now they're getting it back to him. They're leaving streets on Kel, knowing what he can do in the 5-out. Perhaps that's why Rec's working more. Now down to Rhea. Can't make it over. Who was that? Over Greens in the paint. That's a tough miss. You have to assume the inside would make that one. The popper, not so much. Now walking back is Greens. Getting the screen once again on the wing. Kind of buried over there. Street's trying to get to the rim. Had it. Doesn't take it, though. Glenn, 5 seconds. Need this one out of Kel. Over in the corner. Charger jumping back. Board for Maria. Lead still at 8. It's picked off. Now walking all the way back is Charger. No good from 3. Steve's under the rim. He's going to kick out to Greens. Over to Glenn. Wide open. No good. Board for Maria. He's going to hold this one. Now he throws it up to Rec, who has Steez on him, and Steez is going to foul. Seeing that they had numbers. Rec Combos. Working over the middle, backing up. Rhea coming to set another screen. Gets the defender stumbling. 3 is good. Lead is now down to 5. Under 2 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Jazz building some momentum. A stop and a bucket here would be big. That would really put the Nets on the ropes. 10 seconds. This is how almost every possession has ended this game. With Glenn getting the ball late. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're going to try to shoot over the guard. No good. A worm animation for Steez. He gets the board. Out in the corner to shots. Charger on him. They get it up to Steez. 8 seconds. Can Kaze get one here? They run a rotation. Kaze gets Crab. And that's good. Greens automatic there with the shot clock ticking down. Lead to 7. Now a double blitz. Can Kel find space off of it? Fading over the middle. Open. No good. Jazz can't get the 3s to fall. Lead remains at 7. Minute, 5 seconds remaining. A little bit of buffering on the stream. We're all good, though. Minute, 2 seconds remaining now. And it is Steez flushing that one home. Now Rec Combos working the wing. Getting the crab. 3 is good. They need those 3s to fall. They've been getting open ones. They've just been missing them. Lead is at 6. 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Block from Kaze. They throw it. Kel gonna take it all the way. Way off. And I believe that was a long 2 anyways. That's certainly an opportunity that you'd like to cash in. Get the 2 points there. And Glenn can't get his midi to go. They're gonna try to throw it out to Greens, and they do. Risky pass. Kaze caught on ball. He gets the wing. Now Rhea steals it. 12 seconds. Can they find something? They are going to foul. That is their foul to give. 10.6 seconds remaining. We'll see Rec going to the ball. Green spamming the 3-2 zone. He wants to make sure everyone's in their spots. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Rec open. No good. They get a 9% on the blinders. You don't want them to score on the break here, and they don't. Lead will remain at 6 going into the fourth quarter. We will see what the Jazz can get going here in this fourth quarter. They just need the shots to fall, and this would easily be a tie game. They'd probably be leading right now if they just hit their opens, and leading by a substantial margin. 7 for 17 from 3. The big thing is the Nets haven't been getting their 3s to go either. So it will really be in this fourth quarter who can get the open ones to fall. I'm not, talking about the 50-50s, the lightly contested ones, the shooting over the guard, that kind of stuff. it's going to come down to the wide open threes. Both teams this game struggling to get those ones to go, which is shocking on the Nets part. I'll say they've been one of the better shooting teams, I feel like. In last game, coming off of the hot streak that they were on, this game not working as well. The Jazz, you know, they're doing a lot better this game shooting, but still not good. 7 for 17 on a lot of opens. We'll see coming out in this fourth quarter what the Jazz do. They've been sticking with that pick and roll. Now it seems like because the Nets have left rec combos, or left Glenn on rec combos guarding him, so they're playing away from the lock. The Jazz just need to get the shots to go. The defense has been pretty sound. Not amazing, but pretty good. The offense just has to be there, and that's a quick turnover as Charger throws it right into Street's face. Now they're going to get it down low, and that's a quick 2. Only 7 seconds into the quarter. Not the start you want for the Jazz. Now they get it in this time. Rec combos with the ball. Trying to get to the rim. Can't do it. Backing up. Rhea over the top. He is on that popper, so had Rec hit him earlier, maybe you would have thought about shooting it. 6 seconds remaining. Rec combos gets the crab. Midi. And then it's good off the glass. Lead down to 6. Now it is Greens. Throwing the lob. Backdoor. No good. Kaze with the ball in transition there. I thought he was going to get around. I was ready to announce the slam. But they pick up the foul. Now we'll see if Rec Combos can get it down to 4 here. It's going to be a turnover. Now it's Greens going the other way, kicking it down. Back to Greens, over in the corner. Glenn left open for a moment. Steve's down low. And that's a turnover there. Charger with the steal. That's got to be a take foul, you think it is. It's Rec Combos going to the line, gets it to go, lead to 5. Kel here working the left side. Has Streets on him, has the crab as well. Over the middle, wide open. Kel gets the 3 to go. Lead down to 2. Is Kel going to wake up here in the fourth quarter? Jazz offense has been quiet. They've left the lock on Kel. Is he just going to decide to go at him anyways? We'll see if that was a one-off or if that's the Jazz's game plan moving forward. They get it down to Steez. It's good. That's the tough part of the popper. Rhea in pretty good position, but you're not going to catch any breaks. Rhea setting a big screen there. Rec Combos getting around. Back to the corner to Charger. Throwing it all the way over to Rhea. Open for 3. Way off. Now it's Shots getting it to Greens. 4-point lead here for the Nets. Greens over the top. No good. Rhea with the board. Throwing it all the way up to Kel. Kel trying to take it to the rim. He bails out. Charger has the ball in the midi. Everybody going to get set. That's going to be a foul on Streets. That's his team's third, if I saw that correctly. Which would mean they only have 2 fouls to give here for the last 3.5 minutes, give or take, in the fourth quarter. Rec had the midi, could have just walked into it. He does not. Now gets it down to Rhea with the left, puts it away. Lead down to 2 for the Nets. Jazz have battled back here. See if they can complete the comeback. Kaze reaching way out of position. Greens for 3. No good. He's gone cold, and that's going to be a Charger fouling under the rim. I will see the Nets inbounding. High side inbounds. They get it to Glenn. He's working with the screen now on Kel. Walking back is Glenn. Open. He's been so timely for them. Another 3 there from Glenn. 3 minutes remaining. Lead is at 5. Rec Combos had something on the wing. Didn't take it. Slides by. Gets the dunk to go. Lead down to 3. The team's going back and forth, exchanging buckets. Which team will get the stops rolling first? That's probably going to be the team to win. Kaze almost with the blitz, doesn't get it. Greens barely gets it across in time before the 8-second violation. Now can he get to the rim? Everybody crashed, and he does finish it, though. Lead back to 5. 3 gets it into Rec. Rec gets right by Glenn. Doesn't shoot the 3. Over the top. Taking it to the rim. Rec combos with the slam, lead to 3 once again. 2 minutes now. The Jazz are running out of opportunities to get these stops. They get it to Steez down low. He dunks it home, lead to 5. You know, it has been going between a 1 to 2 possession game. But you can't wait forever. That's an easy slam. Once again, lead to 3. Eventually, you're going to have to get this stop. And it is at an odd number, so a 2 only makes it a 1-point game. Once again, Greens answers with a slam. Rec Combos does have badge. With how the defense has been going, we'll see if he decides to be aggressive from 3 or if they keep taking 2s and hoping the defense can make a stand. Over to Kel. Awkward positioning there. They couldn't get anything off of the defense. Making a mistake. Kel gonna turn it over. Now it's Streets. Streets, Steez, and Shots, mixing them all up there. He's gonna slow it up. Get it to Greens. Over the top is Greens. Kaze hanging with them. They're gonna maybe get it to Glenn. They do. Rhea reaching up top. 4 seconds. Glenn shooting a free board. Steez comes down with it. The Nets are going to elect to call a timeout in this pivotal possession. A bucket here might put it away for the Nets and end the Jazz's bracket play here in the turn. Jazz need a stop and a rebound. Have a chance in this one. Minute 9 remaining. Jazz down 5. This fourth quarter has been nothing but buckets both ways, especially late. It has been mainly dunks too, but both teams just answering the call right now. We'll see. 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. This is the stop of the game for the Jazz. A bucket here pushes it to 7 or 8. That would make it very tough with only a minute 9 seconds remaining. Can the Jazz get one hold here to keep their turn season alive? Will be a side inbounds. Get it into Greens. 10 seconds. All the way to the right hash now is Greens. Sending a cut. Tipped away by Rhea. Kaze going the other way. Slams it home. What a play by Rhea. Finished by Kaze. Lead is down to 3 with under a minute remaining. That is when you like to see your veterans step up and make a big play. Kaze almost bumping Greens out of bounds. Not able to. One more stop for the Jazz. It's Greens getting the 2 points. Lead to 5 once again. Will Rec Combos get aggressive with his badge? They get it into Kel. Kel likely looking to get it to Rec with his badge. They do get it to Rhea. Now to Rec. Rec has a man behind him. Doesn't shoot it. Rhea setting the screen. And that's going to be a foul. That is the foul to give. Anything past here will be free throws for the Jazz. 14 on the shot clock. They get it into Rec once again. Has Kaze in the corner. Probably tried to hit him, but hits Rhea instead. He's going to elect to take the 2. 26 seconds remaining. That's a tough spot. You don't necessarily have to foul, but if they shoot right at the end of the shot clock, it doesn't matter. It's going to be out of bounds. Jazz Gaming have the ball. A 3-point deficit. 24 seconds to work as Greens, it looked like, stepped out of bounds on the inbounds there. Rec Combos with double badge. The Jazz have team take. Rhea's going to slam it home. It's a 1-point game. Couldn't ask for a better time to get team take if you're the Jazz. And the Nets are going to call their final timeout. 18 seconds remaining. The Nets advancing the ball with the timeout. That leaves them with none left for the rest of the game. If the Jazz end up getting a stop and taking a 2, they will have to play it out. If the Jazz don't get a stop and end up taking a 2, they can't use a timeout if they get into trouble. So regardless, if I'm the Jazz, whether we get the stop or not, I'm looking for the 2. The Nets are struggling. They're reeling right now. You have them on the ropes, and with how they've been playing, with how scary they've been, I would like to see them force the Nets play under pressure here late in the game. We'll see. They do advance the ball. The Jazz are going to have to foul. But can they force another turnover on the inbounds like we just saw? No timeouts, as I said. So they will have to stick with whatever they got here. Green's trying to get in front of the inbounds. Glenn running backcourt. They throw it back to Streets. Are they going to foul him? They do have to advance the ball. They do. They get it into Steez, and that's Rhea fouling there. That was a foul to give. One more inbounds here. Another chance at it. Can they get it across? They do. They foul Steez. I don't know all the ratings on all the guys, but I have to assume the center has the lowest free throw. So maybe the guy you want to send to the line. And he makes a white 67%. Didn't time it whatsoever. The game bails him out. And he makes 2 whites. Didn't green either free throw. Completely just miffed it. I don't have the words right now. I cannot believe the game has bailed him out like that. 2 whites, did not time either free throw, and gets both of them to fall. What a lucky break for the Nets. You can't really make it up. The Jazz, with their season on the line, can't catch a break here in the crunch, or in crunch time. In the clutch, he makes 2 white free throws. I cannot believe it. Steez, I mean, he has to feel like the luckiest man alive. He should go buy a lottery ticket. That might be his luck for the whole season, for his whole 2K League career, used up in that one play. 2 whites is unreal. Everybody in the chat, as I'm reading the 2K League chat here, everybody, all the pros even chiming in. Gradient, Killy, DT, everyone saying this is unbelievable. The game has the sliders on for the Nets. The Jazz do have team take and can elect to take a 2 still. What will they do here? They get it over to Kaze. Over to Kel. Perhaps that space. Doesn't shoot at 5 seconds. Might be too late to take a 2. They call a timeout. Jazz put themselves in a tough spot there. As you saw so many opportunities, even if they were 50-50s. Kaze maybe shooting over the guard. Kel shooting over the top. With team take, I would have liked somebody to shoot that shot. Here's the problem now. With 3.5 seconds remaining, you're in a very tough spot. The Nets are going to look to foul immediately after you inbound the ball. It's going to be very tough to get 2 passes off. If you can, that's the dream. As hopefully Rec Combos catches the ball, can make 1 toucher and you shoot it. I will say the nice thing with 5 out of team take is Greens has to guard somebody. If the Nets are smart, I would put him on the inbounder because they won't be able to pass it back to them before you can foul. We'll see if the Nets are smart enough to do that. If Greens is guarding anybody on the court that's not the inbounder, you have to just throw it to that guy and shoot. Like Rec Combos right now, I'd take my chance and just throw it. He has to make a toucher. He can't. And that's going to be a foul and free throws. He needs both of these, and then they have to foul. He gets him to go. Can they foul on this inbounds, or will the Nets be able to shoot the full court shot? The Nets get it in. They shoot it, and that's going to be it. The Jazz, their turn season is over. In a heartbreaking fashion, Steez, counting his lucky stars, makes 2 white free throws in the clutch. I cannot believe it. Unreal there. A tough break for the Jazz, as they had a couple opportunities on that last play with Kaze maybe shooting over the guard, Kel shooting the boot over the top. They didn't shoot anything. They don't even get a 3 up. And the Nets get the ball in, and that is all she wrote for the Jazz. A tough way to end their turn season. The Jazz will have a couple more games in the ticket So stay tuned for that. This is the end of their turn season. To get into playoffs now, they will have to be one of the teams to win the ticket. So once again, stay tuned. The turn will be running for about another few days, maybe 5 days. And other than that, stay tuned. Get on that Jazz Gaming Twitter. Be on the lookout for when the ticket starts. This Jazz Gaming team still has a lot of basketball left to play, I think. This isn't a team that's looking to go down in that manner. You don't want that to be the story of your season. So it is Utah Jazz Gaming, at Utah Jazz Gaming on Twitter. Stay tuned over there. Put those notifications on. I will see you guys in the ticket as the Jazz wrap up their 5 season. Thank you guys for hanging around.